What's up, guys? It's your boy GP with DeOrganized Media, bringing you another episode of DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite GigaBrain astronaut scholars in the same room and have a conversation about what's going on in the Bitcoin and broader crypto ecosystem. We have a couple big heavy hitters that come through every day, bringing heavy alpha all the way to you live while we have some DJing conversations. So yeah, let's get into it. Tonight we've got the lovely Peace Love Music. We've got the Jackman Switch. We've got the Doc in the house. And we also have the lovely Landy. What's up, fellas? How are we doing tonight?
Wait, why do I have to have the same name as Landy? Why do we have the same adjective? I'm lovely, he's lovely.
Oh, it's because I keep love in the room, right? I keep the guy and love in the room, right?
It's the majestic Peace Love Music. There we go.
There we go. All right.
Or
Doc,
extremely
Doc
handsome.
it out.
Extremely handsome Peace Love Music.
Hey, what's up, Sparky Mark? Tuning in. We should actually, Mark. You want to come chat with us? I'm going to send him the link. See if he wants to come.
I sent the link to Mark. Is it? Or
no, not that. Not Killer Mark. This is Sparky Mark. He's a new guy. He's been.
Oh yeah.
I think he knows Landy. He was actually chatting with us the other morning. He was chatting with us in the Landy show. He just got an ape.
Yeah,
He's
dude.
A new guy in the community.
There's two guys that joined the community lately that stand out to me. One is Sparky Mark, and the other one is Sir Cunnilingus, who I got the BTC name for.
Is Sparky Mark an electrician?
No, his name's just
in actually
Sparks 3D. Sparks 3D crypto, but his name's also Mark on there. So I was like, I just kind of, that's not really his name.
Hey,
but
we also have Diego May from the Bitflow squad. What's up, Diego? How we doing tonight, man?
Good. Can you guys hear me? I was getting rugged. I don't know why.
I know, dude.
We hear you.
Yeah, that happens, man. You sound good.
Good to be here. I'm stopping by to say what's up and hello to everyone. It seems like it was a long week. Today's Thursday, but I remember, the vibes on Monday and the vibes today. Different tides. Lots happening.
Yeah.
It's good. It feels good. It feels like we're on the right path.
It does. Things are coming together nicely, actually. If you're it's really kind of odd. Everything's kind of like this guy's building this and this guy's building this, and all of a sudden you can use this and this together to do this, and it's we just sold out at SBTC. The price action on stacks today is pretty solid. Everything's turning up, man. It's really a good time to be here.
The community space today was really good as well. Shout out to everybody that was behind it. It was awesome. Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, dude, that campfire space is something else. It was one that I was really looking forward to, honestly, because it's a monthly space now, so it leaves me like yearning for more, man. Like when next one, right? So it is something special to get together and talk with the guys, just kind of catch up and get to see a little update on what everybody's been working on, man. It is a good format, and maybe is there a specific reason why it's unrecorded, or is it like going to be recorded in the future? Like, what's the?
I don't know. Stacks like sets it up. They made it in response to the community asking for better communication, and in this case specifically to like highlight people in the ecosystem who are doing stuff right. So I'm just glad they do it. I don't know the specifics on why it wasn't recorded or what have you, but it's really good. I noticed
we got the Brady Bunch going now. Look at us.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Sparks in the house.
What's up, guys?
Can you hear me?
What's up, man?
dude.
Awesome. What's up, Landy?
Right on, man. Right on. We got a full house, guys. So now we have Diego, we have Ace, and Sparky. Sparks coming through to join the conversation, man. Welcome to the show, man. Noticed you the other day whenever we were. I can't remember if it was the night show or if it was the morning show. Sparks.
It was a night show. I happened to see that Landy was in here. I love listening to Landy. He's one of the smartest guys in the space as far as I can see. And he's kind of local. He was local to me. And I'm just finding everything. This is so fascinating to me. I got my stacks. I got my Bitcoin. I feel like I graduated from the Solana trenches, and I finally found some place that's decent.
That's
Okay?
it. That's it. Right there. You see it? You see it? That's how it works. That's what that's the thing. And the thing is, like, it's unique to this ecosystem. When you come here and you find it, you're like, oh wow, this is where I was supposed to be all along.
Mm-hmm.
I finally found it. That's awesome.
Let me see if I can get my.
And speaking of Solana, there was a bunch of articles today going out of Pump Fund sees rapid decline in graduating tokens. I think they're down to like 180 tokens in the last 24 hours, which is like nothing compared to what was happening before. I think this frenzy is fizzling out. What do you guys talk on it?
Those they took $600 million of Solana and converted it to fiat. That's how much was removed from the entire crypto space. 600 million, like, it's a lot of money. I'm old enough to remember when like that was like bullish numbers for Bitcoin, man. Like, that's a lot of money. And so the thing is,
just them. That's just
right.
them and Pump Fund. That's not accounting for all the other extraction by other players that were using the platform.
100%. Still, like, and Diego, I know you look at metrics too, man. But you spoke about how how things are shifting in terms of sentiment, and I agree. It's like you can look and see on the business development side of Stacks, they're kicking ass and taking names. When you add 2,000 Bitcoin worth of liquidity in under 24 hours, you see the community just absolutely killing it right now. And I'm watching, like, I watch things like liquidity. I mean, we're moving just in our little in runes. Like, we're seeing increase just there. So I mean, it's definitely going in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. I think everyone's surprised how fast it moved. And not only that, but now, it's not a vanity number, but we're the second L2 with the most Bitcoin, and I think in a few weeks or months we're going to be first. We're going to beat Lightning. There's talks about how we can also bring utility, like the Lightning utility for payments to stacks using SBTC. So we're WBTC killer. We're a Lightning killer, and it's just the beginning. That's really exciting.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, man, and like we can sit here with Sparks in the house, and he says it. It's just the truth of the matter. You come to this space and you're like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. You can't fake that. You can't replicate that. That's all organic.
I mean, I've been here for 3 years now, man,
Yep.
and I haven't gone to any other space. I have an expert swap, my leather wallet, that's it.
Doc, you're one of the first friends I made here.
Yeah.
You were
100%,
here
man.
before I was.
Oh, you know
I
what?
think
Real
we
quick,
both came in about the same time, man.
I have to I'm going to share my screen real quick. I actually have 15 guaranteed whitelist mint spots for the upcoming Smoke NFT. That's this right here. There's
Cool
a limited
art.
500. There are only 3 STX. The first 15 people that share out the space tonight, quote tweet the stream, you will get a one of 15 whitelist spots to mint out this NFT.
Make sure
Yeah,
you
I'll
got
make
your BNS name on though, because otherwise Peace Love's not going to be able to get your payment address to get it whitelisted.
That's right.
So
If you don't have a BNS name, you're going to need to get one. And if you don't know how to do that, you can DM me, and I'll get you squared away with that as well. But I have 15 of these whitelists to give away. It's a really cool collection. A meme token in the Stacks ecosystem is launching an NFT. It's part of their roadmap. These are guys that are building in the space, and it's only 3 stacks to mint one. It's only a couple dollars. So you definitely want to get in. This is likely going to mint out fast. There's only 500 of them. So share out the stream and get a free whitelist mint, and I'll remind everybody about this again in a little while.
Yeah, I went ahead and dropped the link to the post in the comments there of the one that you need to share. So like, share, and then drop hashtag DeOrganized is where it's at. And first 15 guys, so hop on that one. Get in there. I know that the Smoke guys have been grinding. Big shout out to Bolupic. He's a Rubro, as well as he's helping those Smoke guys, with those NFTs. So big ups to them grinding. I'd like to say that to Sparks, his point, man. Like people are done with that meta, and Diego said, there's the data to show it. Less and less pump fund tokens are bonding. I saw a chart about that, and people are tired of the pump and dumps. They're looking for something real. They're looking for real builders with tokens that happen to have real application in a given system. So get with real builders, man. That's what Stacks is full of, is indie dev teams, and every one of them is like, everybody in this community like grinds so hard. I have not experienced anything like it before that I can compare it to.
It was a shock to my system coming into this when I got into crypto, coming over to Solana and getting in the trenches and just seeing how brutal it was. I mean, in the beginning, when I first started, I thought, man, this is easy money. This is easy money. And I wasn't getting in the rugs in the beginning. But then it just seemed like every time I got into a coin, I'd watch it go up a little bit and it would just get yanked. And it kept getting yanked and yanked. And I'm like, I just want one project, please. Just something solid. And I got liquid. I mean, I lost a lot of liquidity. I lost a lot of money. But I'm happy to be here now. I feel like I'm with the grown-ups now. I'm 61. I feel like I was in the kindergarten ranks, but now I'm in at least intermediate, upper high school now at least.
When we launched Rue, we did it to make as good of a meme coin as possible to give people a quality option. And in a month, in literally less than a month, Rue will be a year old.
I've got to get some.
That's what sucks about being ahead of the curve, because you knew that eventually people are going to be like, wait, hold up, this probably I probably had something different in mind when I was doing this. It's survival of the fittest. It's all of these things, but it doesn't have to be so extractive, and you can actually be a part of a community, do things, learn things, and
Grow
have
together.
a good time.
Pull together.
So bullish on Rue, I wrote it on my wire strippers.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
A year ago.
Reminder.
I've had these things a year now. Then if that's how old Rue's been, dog.
Dude, it's awesome. And oh, speaking of, the other big news today was the SEC, to Maxi's chagrin everywhere, said that memes aren't a security.
Yeah.
No fucking shit.
Well, they said not only did they say it's not a security, they said it's a collectible.
Right.
That's actually a huge. That's
There we
big.
go.
That's an interesting development.
They also dropped their lawsuit on Coinbase, is what I was seeing as well. From that, I mean, it seems like a lot of things are becoming the SEC starting to get with it before they just completely get eradicated and they come up with a new system completely, right? And you can't apply TradFi regulations to crypto. It's just a different space, right? So we need new regulation. For meme coins being collectibles, it's bullish, but we also need to see a different way to tax gains from that, because from what I know, it's a little bit steep on collectibles too. So hopefully there's new legislation that's passed that we're not paying a whole bunch of capital gains taxes whenever we take profits, right?
You see the way these mouth breathing counterfeit thieving assholes waste our tax money? They don't need they can tax his dick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Too much.
Thank you.
There was some guy collecting 35 different Social Security checks. He was bringing in $1 million a year.
Yeah.
Let's keep subsidizing that guy.
Right.
Fucking says nobody.
Let's talk about what they're gonna do to fix this absolute quagmire, and take your hand out my pocket for a minute.
They're gonna get on board. They're gonna go fucking broke. That's the way it's. I mean, Bitcoin was invented to regulate the regulators because they weren't capable of self-regulation.
Right.
So yeah, it's a normalizing effect.
It's awful, dude. Seriously, get your hand out our pockets. Stop wasting our money. And then you have pundits being like, "Oh, well, they only wasted $1 billion in this program." You know how many taxpayers' lives that is to accumulate $1 billion in taxes?
No kidding, right? Think of how much better things could be when we voluntarize and integrate smart contracts into quote unquote social contracts, and have actually that level of accountability. When they fuck up, we would just be like, unsubscribe.
Right.
The better marketing term is consent based rather than voluntarism, because it's easier to it's easier to sell consent.
Yeah, to me those are synonymous, but yeah, whatever's easier to digest.
Right. I've been having this conversation with people for a long time, man. And it's people understand consent. When you start talking about voluntarism, people think that they have to do. It's just a psychological.
Get an anarchy tattoo next? No, that's not how it works. Yeah, people most definitely have misconceptions about lots of political philosophy, and largely that's due to, obviously political propaganda, trying to, protect their bags and to protect their rackets and whatnot.
Right,
so,
right.
I think we're witnessing kind of the breakdown of all that, though. Finally, to be honest, I mean, the blockchains and stacks and smart contracts, that is a huge, prerequisite to actually empowering the individual and making significant headway in that direction.
Yeah, no, 100%, dude. I don't know. It's annoying, but you know what's not annoying? What's not annoying is seeing everybody here really just, like I said, firing on 8 cylinders in this community, in this entire ecosystem right now. And
Everybody's running 12 hours, dog. Like it's unquestionable. Stacks is inevitable at this point. I think that we have real builders here that are also starting to like have conversations and teaming up. We're seeing everybody working together. The amount of collaboration is amazing to see. And we have real deal like giga brains here. It's only a matter of time until like we see all of these protocols and different apps that we have in the ecosystem really start to take off, and then see some cross compatibility between them. It's going to be wild and nuts, especially since we have BoostX. Did you want to talk a little bit about BoostX and what it is, Crypto Dude, and how we can connect these different protocols and incentivize people using them, utilizing BoostX?
Yeah, totally. So, for those unaware, BoostX is a Chrome extension that connects your existing Stacks wallet and the X social network, formerly Twitter, together, so you can have an integrated DeFi experience right there on X. And right now we're still in the early version days of it, and we've got some key fundamentals in place, for like transferring tokens via tweets, a little rocket icon on the tweets. And there's most definitely the capacity to extend the functionality and build into and integrate smart contracting smart contract function calls into it as well. So swaps and all sorts of good stuff, mints, all the different other functions that we know live out there in the ecosystem, we can bring them closer to where the customers actually are at and grow the ecosystem literally one function, one user at a time, so to speak. I'm so bullish on this, it's insane.
One person at a time is all it takes. Like just today and yesterday we got 2, right? And we got one Sir Cunnilingus today. He was playing Find to Earn, which Zenitron used to pay out the winners in some STX via Boost. All they had to do is have a .btc name right in their X profile, and boom, you can receive SIP10 tokens. Just that easy. And another one being on stage with us, Sparks. He came through last night for the DeOrganized Nightly show, and he's speaking truths. He's tired of pump and dumps. He's ready to find real builders. So the onboarding capacity for BoostX is wild. It really is cool. All you really need is a leather wallet and a .btc name, and you're in the game.
I see it really, really beneficial for X. The content creators, they get to get in to Bitcoin family easily. It's easy. You got a little rocket on the bottom of your tweet, and people can tip you. And I just see it so big. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. The more people that know it, I'm going to tweet the heck out of this thing. Yeah. I think BoostX is really, it's pretty cool.
Here's
sending Bitcoin as easy as liking a tweet.
Yep.
What's not to like about that, right? Let's go.
Here's what I think. Here's what I'd like to see happen. And okay, I'm going to do the qualifier because I love peace. This is not financial advice. It's not financial advice. I'm not an advisor of any financial sort. Honestly, you don't want to trade like I do anyway, I promise you. But here's the deal. In this ecosystem, you have Arcadico, which is trading for next to nothing. You have Alex, which is trading next to nothing. You have Velar, which is trading next to nothing. You have Bitflow, that is going to have a TGE at some point. You have all of these different protocols and use case tokens that are going to be a part of the meta, especially in this backlash to pump fun and whatnot, right? Like this is anticipated. This is understood. If I was Philip from Arcadico, I'd want someone to have some deco to send out to people via BoostX on X. If I was working at Alex, I'd want to have someone ready to deploy. If Velar, etc., same thing. Yeah, I'd also like to see more of these protocols embrace Velar's initiative to make the community more able to like become larger stakeholders in their protocol by way of making community driven content, which is a superior form of getting the message out. It's real, it's organic. These are your users, these are your fans, these are in a small ecosystem like this, these are even your friends, right? So I think like we should, I hope we see, you know, that's why it's so important to get the word out about how easy it is to tip over social media like this. But there's a lot of avenues here for protocols to help get the word out at the right time with the right meta, and everyone wins. Because guys, like I don't know how many, I know Landy, crypto dude, I know you've been around a long time. um Diego's been in the space a long time. um when you see a real full-blown bull run, and I'll let Landy really get into it, it's insane. But you're gonna see that on Bitcoin, and it's gonna be big. I think back to DeFi summer because that was like the most insane thing I've ever experienced in the space. You're gonna see that on Bitcoin. It's stuff. It's gonna be bigger, and protocols that we have in stacks that are already established and have already built quality things and have been building, just under the radar for so long. You're gonna see things absolutely explode. So do what you want with that advice. But I think that I would really like to see more of those things, come into the timeline in a quick fashion.
I think that it is quickly becoming apparent that Stacks has it's in a unique position, right? You can see other chains get connected to Bitcoin through Stacks, right? We have the Soul Bridge. We have different things that make Stacks special, right? And Bitcoin finality and fast transactions are two of them. But the big one is a decentralized one-to-one Bitcoin peg, SBTC, right? And I think that cap getting filled, that's 2,000 BTC that wasn't in the ecosystem before. It got filled within 24 hours. That's bullish. People are starting to see it.
If you heard what Diego said in the beginning, we're gonna potentially see here in the not too distant future a way to use SBTC in the same way that Lightning sends Bitcoin, just for those instant payments like that. Dude, that's gonna be wild.
Yeah, that's that subnetting you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's because of a lot of people have to also understand, I think, and people are understanding that this is a very big deal, that cap got filled so quickly in under a day, under 24 hours from when it was raised. While Bitcoin itself was expanding and breaking down from a range. That is a big, big deal that this was, for all intents and purposes, and look, let's be realistic. The mood in the ecosystem has been down, right? Like there's no denying reality. It's not just been Stacks, by the way. It's been a lot of other ecosystems as well, including other Bitcoin ecosystems that might have had like all this TVL that they tout. The mood is down, and for that cap to get filled that quickly it speaks to the conviction that is real from larger players and smaller players in this market, in the Stacks ecosystem. I've mentioned this before. I've had multiple conversations with Charles Hoskinson on Spaces stages. And every single time, of course, I try to chill Stacks a little bit. And he said on multiple occasions how what his thought process is regarding the Stacks network, and how, and for those that maybe don't understand the significance of Charles as a figurehead in crypto, like, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Cardano, he's very well respected. A lot of people, of course, over the years, it was fun to make fun of him or fight with him because he's quite the fiery personality, right? But the guy's brilliant, and he's like, I love what Stacks has done and what they've built. He's acknowledged how the construction of the network itself is very, very good. And now fast blocks, SBTC cap being filled, the ability to utilize Stacks to get Bitcoin. There's a lot of new people that are going to be coming into this ecosystem over time, but you first have to get all the bigger people in and interested, right? And this was proof of that there are big investors that are willing to move over Bitcoin and fill that SPTC cap in the middle of a dump, in the middle of a dump off.
Yeah, it's so fucking bullish. I've been in Stacks since One Name days, and I've never been more bullish than I am right now. So, the functionality is all starting to sync up and line up, and everybody's incentives and hard to work is basically starting to coalesce. So it's amazing to see.
No, it's awesome, dude. And I just saw a post a little while ago on this last Bitcoin dump. 74% of the people who sold were new Bitcoiners, probably people who bought the high, right? So like the significance of that dump, being primarily, scared money, says a lot about the fundamentals and, all of the other things that go into it. But no, it's extremely bullish time. And it's easy to be like, well, Bitcoin finality is important. Proof of transfer is important. You can say all these things, but what they really mean is security. And if you've got that security, it means you don't have these big events that hurt a lot of people and cause everything to, dump and go sideways, right? So, yeah, I echo that. I'm extraordinarily bullish.
And the big thing here is also a flight to quality, right? There's a lot of promise in the ecosystem that is now cropped up around Bitcoin directly. It was always like, oh, we're going to be the next Bitcoin, right? And then finally, builders were like, you know what? There is no next Bitcoin. There is only one. And we might as well facilitate building around this network and providing some way to unlock the liquidity of this network. Stacks obviously was very early. There was even some other players in this game that were early as well. The difference is that the construction of the networks and the mind share of these networks is still incredibly low. Everybody looks to Babylon right now. It's like, oh, look at how much total value locked. Well, yeah, you also have to understand, like someone like myself who's also involved over there, is that it's all about what networks are going to want that Bitcoin security, right? That they're going to offer up as the rewards, which is why the quote unquote rate of return is lower. Right now, I think that the fact that Stacks has fast blocks, the fact that there is now TVL in Bitcoin on the chain, because TVL could only be really measured with the signers before for the actual rewards that were paid out to stackers, right? And but now there's a mechanism for actual TVL on the chain with a peg. This changes the game for Stacks, and it levels it up to, I believe, a degree higher than those other networks. And it's still very early days. I know it's been a long time for some of us that have been around this ecosystem for a while. Now, I've only been around the community for a little while, but I've been in the ecosystem for a long time at this point. And I can tell you that this is the long game. It's the tortoise and the hare. We see brand new Bitcoin focused networks popping up. They get funded very quickly. They capture a portion of TVL very quickly, but then they have no product, right? Stacks is the tortoise that just keeps going and going and going, and before you know it, it's going to beat the hare. And I've explained this, and I'm gonna allow me just a moment to get on my soapbox. I got ripped apart fairly recently in this ecosystem by people who were upset about the Stacks token price. And I was making an argument that price will rebound. It's just going to be, we don't know what the catalyst is going to be. And granted, price has gone down to some of the levels that even we've talked about here, maybe not on the night show, but on DeOrganized Media across various events where I've been hanging out with you guys. And even in the spaces, I've mentioned it. We're at a key level, 72 to 88 cents.
Did you wanna show your screen again tonight? Just for
It's look, I don't want to take up. I don't want to dominate the conversation. I'm already kind of dominating the conversation, but if
No,
you guys are interested, I'll bring it up.
I want to make sure. Listen, we bust your balls about that, man, but we let you talk. We all have enough strong personalities in here to interrupt.
Oh, I know.
We want.
I know.
To.
I also.
You bring such great value. We want to let you talk. So
I could even just I could drop you down if I wanted to, Landy. If you're just
no, I'm not even talking about that. Look, I'm not. I'm busting your balls on that one. But I know me. I will dominate the damn conversation. That's more a me thing than a you.
We know you too.
You guys think
we let you come on because we know that that's a risk. So don't worry about it.
We're willing.
Calculated. It's a calculated risk.
Calculated risk. It's going to be good information either way.
Yeah.
If you want, I can share the screen here. But one of the biggest factors, as somebody, and I've talked to you guys about this before, I'm an investor. I'm a fairly early investor in Stacks. So I don't really care what price it goes to. I'm very early. So every place that it could possibly dip down to, I'm in profit still. And it's a matter of what is in the ecosystem, what is going to attract me to keep my investment here. And Stacks and the community has not only helped me keep my investment in this ecosystem, but has facilitated me aping in a way that I had not foreseen before, especially with Stacks Bitcoin, with that SBTC pair. Some of you know the number. I've thrown it out there once or twice in a chat because I was very irritated by some that were getting very irritated about price. And I want to just point this out. This is the weekly on Stacks. It is bearish. There's no other way to cut it. It's bearish. It's in a downtrend. Downtrends are bearish. The last major high in a weekly is very far away. It's all the way up at $3. But Stacks also just hit a major area of support on the weekly. It passed through one that it was finding support on over here on the weekly. And this is where we have opportunity. It was right here. We had opportunity for many, many weeks. Stacks came back and tested this $1 to $1.32, chopped around it after making a new all-time high, by the way, earlier than just about every other damn alt in the ecosystem. And then it got a drawdown. It didn't rebound with Bitcoin to make new all-time highs. Why? Because it was an early mover. It needs time. It went into a consolidation, and then it broke down from this major level to the next major level. And I'm going to tell you right now, I said this on Monday where we were having a little fun with poor Pete over there. Oh, man, I hope he's doing okay. We were having some fun with Pete. And I had mentioned this level at 72 cents to 88 cents. This is a key level that we want to see hold as support. It was prior resistance. We did not really we saw this as resistance a few times back here, and I'll zoom in. This was in 2023. So we had the 2022 bear market lows over here. A nice little double bottom on Stacks at 20 cents. On the swing, it pumped up to that $1.32, put in a weekly high, retraced, and then found a weekly lower high. So we had a nice higher high, We tried to paint a higher low, got a lower high right here at this 72 to 88 cents. We put in another bottom and then came back up and retested this area as resistance right here, and then legged up through it with Bitcoin and just went on an absolute freaking tear. Just for some context, because I took so much shit, by the way, in general chats, and then I took even more shit in DMs. So I want to, this is not me getting like trying to put my thumb in the eye of those who are giving me shit. It's that I really want people to understand what I was saying. And that is that if you just purely look at this particular move that occurred from the bottom in September of 2023, remember Bitcoin hit its low and then started to run into the ETF narrative that was going to be in 2024 in January, right? ETFs for Bitcoin launched January 10th. So they got their approval in the fourth quarter, basically the fall of 2023, and then prep into that big move in 2024 into the ETF launch. From this area, from that low to that high, that was 803%, nearly 1,000%. 200 shy of 1,000%, and there wasn't other altcoins doing this, making new all-time highs, or even look at Ethereum, look at the majors. A lot of them didn't run until much later, and even when they didn't make it back to their all-time highs or break them and make new ones. Stacks did. Stacks was one of very few. We had just very few others. In fact, Caspa, which is a fairly new network, did it as well. It was on an absolute tear with Stacks and other coins.
That Casper was something else, dude.
Yeah, it was that I was trading the shit out of that. I also mined Caspa. So look, the biggest thing is it was on a tear. It needed to cool down. Many expected, with the launches inside of the ecosystem and outside observers, expected fast blocks to continue that run, expected SBTC to continue that run. From a fundamental standpoint, because it ran so early, I never thought that it was going to happen. I didn't think that it was going to continue to run. I thought that it needed time to accumulate, needs time for builders to keep building, needs time to raise awareness on what's going on. It needs time for all of the narrative of these others that will get their run to run, like that Solana thing that we were talking about earlier. Like that Solana thing that ran on the backs of VCs who had to get their money out of that ecosystem. So they set up a casino in order to extract all the funds from people using it, because they lost so much of their ass on FTX and Voyager and BlockFi and Celsius. So they had to do something to extract value. And that was propping up an almost dead ecosystem that literally at some points didn't even function, but they turned it around, right? And managed to create a nice casino out of it and attract some really good builders over there too. But nobody cares about the good builders over there because they're too busy with the casinos. Well, meanwhile, those were running. Stacks is taking a break, and Stacks is taking a well-deserved break, to be honest, in terms of price action. You can create any narrative you want. You can latch onto any negative narrative for why price is down. But from a fundamental investor point of view, someone like myself knew this was coming. Now it's at a key area on the weekly. All of that is to say is this key area, I am such a heavy bidder that I feel as though I moved this candle, but I know I didn't. I know for a fact I didn't, but I feel that way because I've been bidding so fucking hard that it's lining up with the things that I look for. That doesn't mean, by the way, that it doesn't fall through this area, just so everyone knows. But the potential of it being a key area of prior resistance that is now being retested as support, at minimum, I'd like to see it bounce. It doesn't mean we get it. But I am a heavy bidder here. I put my money where my mouth is. I'm in SBTC. I helped contribute to that cap. I am getting so much fucking stacks. My eyeballs are going to become just stacks logos like GPSC there in that meme the other day.
Thanks.
And here's the big thing. I put an X post out earlier. This is momentum. Now, momentum can give us early indicators. There's nothing bullish about this price structure. we need to see a low set. Where does a low set? A low is going to be set somewhere above $1, right? And this hasn't changed since the last time I've talked about this. That's when a weekly low will be set. We're looking at a weekly, by the way. This can take a while to play out. We need to see 72 cents hold, or 73 cents rather, hold on a closing basis, or at minimum 70 cents at this low, hold on a close. Then we can look for a potential low being in, and then we have some confluence for this. This is a regular stochastic momentum indicator. It measures, it can help you find confluence when it's at areas of interest. Stacks is at an area of interest. It's had a very large volatile drawdown. Now, this is, if we start to see a low set above $1, this is also giving us some early indication that we could potentially see a momentum shift. It could still turn out to be a bearish momentum shift. That doesn't guarantee that it's going to be bullish. This could still turn out to be a bearish momentum shift, but closes above 74 cents this week will start to shift momentum. That doesn't mean buy. That is just one piece of confluence. So I'm looking at the puzzle pieces coming together. I'm seeing that momentum is at a critical level, while stacks is at a very important area of support that we want to see flipped into support, with a low being formed. So I'm tactically bidding here. I will be willing to bid lower as it continues to go down. I mean, even bigger bidder at lower levels, but I'm bidding the shit out of this here, despite the rest of the market looking like shit. Because
anybody that's in need of feet picks or a kit,
yeah, basically, right?
Yeah.
Some funds. So long-term view, though, this is a long-term view. This is a long-term play. This is a weekly chart. This could turn out to be bearish overall. I don't know. No one can tell you that. The last high is all the way up at $3. But what I can tell you is I'm willing to buy here and take my chances for the potential gain back to the upside, even if it was just to get back to over, around $1.50, $1.60. That's worth my money to bid, right? And because I'm a long-term investor, I'm not even worried if it continues down further or if it continues further up, because I'm here for the long haul, meaning I'm here for many years, right? Been here for years, will be here for years.
The infrastructure for everything is still being built out. Like it's getting there, and I think that even if it takes another cycle to take off and really do miraculous things, it is worth the long-term bet, like you said. And you're very well versed in how to like read if it does this, and then I act in this manner, you know what I mean? And you're very good at breaking down the support and resistance and the fundamentals of why you're bidding the way you are. So I appreciate you sharing that, Alpha, dude. Thank you, Landy. Always appreciate it. Even if we bust your balls a little bit, you always provide really good alpha.
I'm all for the ball busting. It's no worries. Look, I know I'll dominate a conversation if given the chance. All you got to do is give me a little crack and I'll slip through there and start dominating the entire conversation. This stuff is very important. Huh? Crack?
He just says
he made an opening.
Give me a little crack.
An opening, a crack.
Can't stop talking. That's
Yeah,
what I.
see?
That's not what I heard.
How long
Told
is
you.
this call going on for? Do I have time to walk my dog?
Landy,
What's up?
this is so much different
Take as a yes.
than the Solana. Like, you know what I'm not doing today? I haven't been looking at charts. I am looking at UFD, but I'm not looking at charts every 2 seconds. I'm not watching a green candle, red candle, green candle, green, red, you know? And it's so nice. It's like go ahead.
You're in an ecosystem right now with people who give zero shits about whatever is going on with Solana. Because look, the ethos here is very different, including my own ethos. Even though I participate in the Solana network, the ethos is very different here. Long-term investors, long-term plays, builders, and community members that are big into these ecosystems is who is in the Stacks ecosystem.
Speaking of builders, we got Lord Rosar jumping in here. He is developing Blaze, a subnet for STX Sparks. So I wanted to shoot over a big welcome to Lord Rosar. What's up, Rosar? How we doing tonight, brother?
I think he might have just said that he was taking his dog out.
Yeah, I think he did.
He
And
had
I'm now looking in the chat, and I'm like, man, I want fajitas.
Yeah, I thought I'd get a jump in there when he said he was taking the dog for a walk. No, I'm invested into this. I put a bunch of money in it yesterday and today, and I'm not worried about it. Like, it's so nice. It's just so nice. And
If you're buying into stacks right now,
yeah,
you're buying.
And I
at a
got socks
historic-
too. I got some moist socks and fresh socks.
That's yeah.
And I got some Rue just now.
I set him on the. I set him on Rue, and this. Well, he came in the Rue space, and the Rue Bros turned him on to Rue, and then I let him know about fresh and moist socks as well. So, yeah.
I said it was Landy's fault. I had moist socks.
Listen, with very little investment into this ecosystem, the potential for future rewards is massive. When you're going to Rue, Leo, you get any like Valar, you get like all of the stuff that Jack was talking about earlier with the different tokens for the platforms and the potential token generation events coming up with them as well. And then you start getting into these ecosystems. You can take some degen plays like the pair of socks. But when you start getting into like Rue, Leo, and some of the other plays that are in here,
Landy, did you get did moist socks make it to the moon?
I'm on the moon, dude. Landy, you didn't. I don't know if you know, but I actually got some money into the lunar thing yesterday. It was freaking awesome, and I made a joke about it. I said, I'm going to be looking through a telescope, and my grandson's going to come up and say, "Hey, what are you looking at, Grandpa?" I'm going to say, "I'm looking at me, kid, on the moon. I'm looking at me," and he's going to go, "You're silly, Grandpa, ha ha ha," and I'm going to go, "No, kid, you're up there on the moon. One of these days, maybe you'll find it."
So what is on?
So
what
cool.
do you have that's there? That's going there?
I gave Nakamoto one.
Okay.
They had on Falcon 9 yesterday. They launched a rocket with a lunar lander on it in it, and it's got 2 million, I think, Bitcoin and stacks, like 80,000 stacks or 90,000 stacks, something like that. And they engraved the 12-word phrase on a plate on the lunar lander, so that eventually one of these days somebody's going to find it on the moon.
And I'm building a rocket right now.
Oh, facts, dude. You gotta go. Let me get a ride, bro.
Well, there is 10,000 fresh dry socks on.
So on that
damn it!
Nakamoto one note, and
It's pretty dry in space, by the way.
so
I hope so.
I want to mention something about the Nakamoto one thing. So I think, yeah, there you go, perfect. You're pulling it up. You're showing the treasury right there. That's the treasure chest for them. So basically, that's all the contributions or whatnot to the treasure chest, and people are, gonna eventually make it to the moon, and go and hunt down the private keys that's etched into that, right? Well, what's cool is people can actually deposit to that treasure chest while it's chilling on the moon, and that's one kind of little side little feature that I want to add to. Oh, what's up?
I just got an idea. New burn wallet is on the moon.
Oh, fire, bro, fire! But then if somebody ever gets there, it's not exactly a burn.
It's
a burn wallet.
You call it a Phoenix wallet because it acts like a burn until somebody's resurrected.
This is
from the ashes.
basically a token. This is a vesting schedule, but you have to get to the moon to unvest your holdings.
Exactly. I'd like to divest. Okay, get on your rocket. No, I think building a button into BoostX on Nakamoto One's specific Twitter page that allows people to view the treasure chest, see what's in it, instead of having to go all the way here and see what's in it, kind of just via the social presence, and then also a little deposit button. So, or not deposit, is probably the wrong word there, but like a transfer button or a donate button to where people can, contribute to the treasure chest, obviously fungible or non-fungible tokens. I think that would be really cool.
Wow, there's a lot more than just Bitcoin and stacks there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, they've got all sorts of NFTs, especially some of the more popular ones from this year, like Stacks Invaders. You got Not Punks, some of those androids. Got some old school ones like Project Indigo. Yeah, you name it, man. There's a little bit of everything on this rover, and to that point, this you can still send to that wallet. So I'll get the wallet, find it, and post it, man. If you're interested in sending in any
Scroll up.
NFTs or
I
tokens.
think it's just at the top if you scroll up.
Yeah, let me see right quick. Let me sure all the way back to the top.
Contribute. Click that contribute.
Boom. And if you want to contribute all of these wallets here, and I can post them in the chat. Let me grab the Bitcoin wallet.
And the Stacks.
Yeah, of course, and the Stacks wallet.
So
right here.
we can make this a lot more fun and convenient though for people in the not too distant future.
We should send them a BNS name.
Yeah, send that BNS name to that, and then
Moonbags. Should that
Moonbag,
be the
there we go.
BNS name? Moonbags. Somebody probably already has that, so they're probably going to want a lot of money for it.
It's going to be
They're
a lot of
"I'll
rocket
trade it for
builders.
the private keys. Yeah, right.
A lot of rocket builders in the next generation.
Yeah,
trying to get
They
to
have
the
a
moon.
goal now.
They'll be building in their backyards, trying to get up there.
I mean,
That's
in theory,
great.
you could build a rocket that just has a rover on it. You don't have to do a manned up there, and you can have your own rover go retrieve the keys.
Facts,
Right.
dude. Yeah, why do we need a whole spacesuit and all that stuff, and then like we're gonna have to wait. How long does it take to get to the moon on a SpaceX rocket? Is it like a couple days, and then you have to find a way to get back? We're about limiting our risk, right?
Well,
So
they don't have to get back with the seed phrase. They can just read it.
Oh,
Right
yeah,
there.
exactly.
And then
All they do is just transmit it privately in an encrypted communications channel from a rover that they send up there, and then bang, you don't have to
so
retrieve
who's going to be the first to rug the moon bags? That's what I want to know.
your own personal rover. Probably Elon. He's like, thanks, boys. Thanks for that
Yeah,
money.
basically, this is going to Dogecoin now. Thank you.
So, Landy, you said the ecosystem, like getting into this side of the ecosystem, Stacks is a kind of a key, isn't it? In a way, that's the main piece,
It
right?
is the key that unlocks Bitcoin liquidity now, especially with SBTC. Look, there's some premier DeFi applications here, and when I think of DeFi and thinking about unlocking Bitcoin's liquidity directly, I think of borrowing and lending. So, and I immediately think of Zest, right? That is what many people think of when you first introduce DeFi. Now, obviously, there's a much wider ecosystem to DeFi, but we have the borrowing lending D app here. We have a decentralized Bitcoin peg here, and then there's an entire ecosystem that's built around stacks. There's stacking DAO. There's plenty of dexes. There's plenty of yield farming opportunities. There's all kinds of stuff going on. I know that Rosar's been building steadily over where with Charisma. There's all kinds of stuff in the ecosystem. But when you think of a decentralized Bitcoin peg, you think of the wrapped Bitcoin. And what can I do with that wrapped Bitcoin? Why would people want to wrap their Bitcoin? They'd want to get some money out of it. There's even stable pairs here. There's a Stacks stable called USDH. Now this is a Bitcoin backed stable coin, and that's an ecosystem, and it's on layer 1. So there is all the ingredients are here for success, and the builders are here. There's a very tight knit community here. There is people with very large followings on definitely Hermetica. Now I don't think if you launch the app, I think they're around 13% yield right now because a lot of people are taking shorts. They're not overly long, so the yield adjusts, I believe, with the funding rate. So if you launch that app, I think you're still I think they're still around 13%. Maybe we're starting to get longs in. But yeah, it was 25% and above at one point because people are so obscenely long in the market. But they, there's you have the Bitcoin pair, you have the native token in stacks, and you have stables. And then you have an ecosystem of platform tokens, meme coins, and what many people are only just now discovering is there is so much artwork and so many NFTs. Oh yeah, see, so you see longs are coming back into the market, so APY shot up. So yeah, that's very cool. People are going long at this level. So
50%. Let's go.
yeah, 22%
Nice.
APY. It does fluctuate because it's based on,
Volume.
yeah, it's based on the leverage or the funding rate that is what is the yield generation mechanism. If people are really short in the market, then you're going to see the funding rate dip. If people are going long again in the market, you'll see the funding rate go up. Therefore, the APY is going to be a much higher there. So,
With stacks, there's so much more than just DeFi too. You've got a really strong art culture here. We've got some really amazing artists, and I've been working on putting a collective of artists together with me, Reese, 300, and the Doc, called the Galactic Art Collective, just to have a local source of talent, just in case any devs have any cool ideas for NFTs or need a phase to a product. That's what my goal is, and then also to help grow that art culture on stacks, man. We have a strong community of collectors in this ecosystem. We have the degens, we have the community members that are grinding hard, we have the hardworking builders. It really is an amazing ecosystem of people we have here, and it takes a little bit of everybody. There's lanes for everybody. It's a permissionless environment, so you just get in there and you start putting in work and find where you fit in. And I think there's a place for everybody here in stacks. That's what I love about it. Whenever I first got into the community, I was welcomed. Some of my mentors, like Steve is one of my mentors. Jack, Hero Gamer, encouraged me to get on stage. There's so many different people that can point you in the right direction and help you find your bearings whenever you're getting into this space. I really, really felt like it was something special. There's something special about stacks in this community here. So
I will agree with that. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I got to answer my this chat. Somebody messaged me, so I just want to say it's quick. I feel very welcome. I came in a couple nights ago, and I'm not going to get into anything, but it's a whole new ball game on this side, and I love it. And I've been trying to get involved as much as I can. I'm tweeting out everything, and I'm going to try and learn it a lot better. I'm not as smart as Landy. Landy is a smart dude. He's a smart dude. He's from around where I live. He was in the same area. You still in the same area, Landy?
no. I'm far away from
Well, you know where I'm at.
Canandaigua, New York
Yeah,
at this
gotcha.
point. But yeah, no, I lived there for a long time, and then I moved down to closer to the city in the Hudson Valley, and then went and worked in the city. I've gotten away from New York a long time ago. I'm on the opposite coast now. I went from one state where I was trying to get away from something to another state where I'd like to get away from the political environment here.
Yeah, it's a very welcoming space. I like it a lot. And I don't want to glaze too much, but I think I'm really super happy I found this, because I think I'm going to be investing my money in a smart area now instead of the casino. And,
yeah, dude. And your story is powerful, right? You got with the right people. And if you ever have any questions, Landy knows the right channels to put you in. So if you ever decided to start building Blockface, I don't know where he's at tonight, but he's usually on he's into building with AI and proposing new SIPs, which are stacks improvement proposals. There's all sorts of people willing to help, and that's the main thing that resonated with me whenever I started doing art on stacks, and started cooking up a NFT community, full of degens and real deal community members. So it's awesome to have you on and hear your story, and I hope that you tell it more, because it's a powerful story, man. You might inspire somebody to really find the real builders and get away from that toxic value extractive ecosystem.
Gotcha. No, I'm in. I'm 100% in. You'll see.
NFTs.
I'll find my rail.
So the BNS at the bottom there is actually the BNS that's on the treasure chest. I went and I registered mooncrypto.stx, and I went over to Gamma. I was going to send it to the treasure chest, and when I put in the address, it already has this BNS. So there is a BNS name on the treasure chest.
Did you registered it at one or BNS one?
Yeah, BNS one.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just hold on to it. It was
That's
only
V2. That's V2. You should still be able to send it to this principal. The V2s are allowed to. You're allowed to own multiple names with V2.
Well, but will it work if I send?
Both will work. Both will resolve to the same principal payment address. So people will be able to deposit to it via either one, just as long as you transfer the ownership over to it.
So if I just send it over.
Yeah, exactly. You just send this new BNS name you just registered, transfer to that same principal that's already got the name for it or whatever, and then now it's basically got two names for it.
Right, and the .stx doesn't ever need to be renewed, so it'll always be a functional address.
Yeah, so dude, that's another thing, dude. Is that the .stx names are also compatible with BoostX, and those you never have to, re-register or anything like that.
It only costs like 0.1 stacks to register.
.btc's last about 5 years. .stx is good to go, and then you can actually there's other namespaces that are available that have kind of their own different terms, so to speak. But you can actually also create your own namespaces permissionlessly. So if you've seen it and you wanted to have .sparks, you could register, or you could create that namespace and have users.
The shorter they are, though, the less characters they are. They're like super expensive for the namespace.
Yeah, most definitely. There's more fees associated to the shorter the namespace. But if your community's starting to pop off and you're wanting to create a little bit of deeper sense of identity, you can and help fund the community with that identity or that namespace. You can set the terms of how the namespace registrations work, and
that's a great way to make the community feel together.
Exactly.
Right. Perfect. That's a great idea.
So I love the conversation that we're having here, but during this entire conversation, the only thing that I can hear is the music in the background with this like little thing that sounds like a phone ringing in the background. And I'm as an older guy, I'm hearing like one of my old business phones ringing in the background.
You don't like that
and
little
it's
ring?
been screwing me up the entire time that you guys were talking.
Ding-a-ling sound.
Is that Rosar there? You done taking the dog out, bud?
he's all pooped.
What's up, man?
I think he wants to play more, but I think I can hold him off for a little bit.
Dope ass corgi you got there, man. Really repping the Welsh brand there. Showing it off on the morning show as well. Yeah, I'm glad that you came through, man. Did you want to do a little talk through about Blaze real quick? Like we are coming up on the hour. But I'm willing to just keep it rolling. If you guys are rolling, we can keep going for a little bit longer and talk a little bit about what Blaze is, and let the people know about how fast they can be transacting on top of how fast they could be transacting.
Yes, I could. Or we could recap on what we talked about this morning, where we ended things. So today I was basically running unit tests on this Bitflow code all day, and it was taking forever. So between that and working on different things, I was thinking more about the what's the word, escrow sort of betting thing we were talking about, and it actually came together pretty fast. I wrote the contract in like an hour, and now we have prediction markets on Stacks.
Hold'em tournaments.
Oh shit, dude, that's fucking huge. That's like poly market type esque stuff, and now maybe we may be able to bet on players doing find to earn missions, you name it. anything like is Trump going live today, or is Trump? Does he have? You know, you name
You're
it. we can
cooking
bet
so
on
hard
it.
you can't even keep up with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I just wanted to do something like create something that solved that initial problem we are talking about, just like escrow unlocking through an Oracle, and I was like, but I really want this to be flexible enough to handle anything we do. So it ended up just kind of becoming like really like anything, like just bet on anything, like poly market style. But the nice thing is like it, you could build a lot of stuff in this. You could build a poly market platform, or but I think the most important thing is it serves as a framework to do all this GameFi stuff, and basically everything that requires like locking escrow,
So
unlocking.
it's basically players put money in based on the outcome of events. After that, money goes.
Yeah, like
distributed.
structurally. Okay, so I think it's really cool the way it works. Let me explain it. You're gonna like this, guys. You're gonna fucking like this. All right. Okay. So it's similar to how, like, when you create a new self-service LP, you're like effectively deploying a new contract, and
Did you have something that maybe you want to share on screen?
it's all like code. It's probably easier to imagine it.
Okay.
So imagine you
Gotcha.
go to a little dashboard. You can deploy your own prediction market vault. Okay. So you deploy a vault, and then by deploying the vault, you're effectively like the admin, the administrator of it. So you're responsible for validating the prediction markets that are created on this vault. So say you're making it for like a poly market sort of thing, and so you deploy it, and then anyone can go and create different markets. They can create a market with a name, a description, and they can give it any number of choices, like 4 or 5. Let's say a simple case they do 2, like who's going to win an election. Someone makes that. There's 2 options, and then anyone can just like place bets, basically. And then it just kind of goes until some sort of event happens where you as the administrator have to decide which side is correct, like which I'd won and which I'd lost. And like if you're doing this with any kind of like, if you're gonna be serious about doing it, you probably would build an Oracle and like automate it to a certain extent, but you don't have to. Like you could do, like that's one way of going about it. But as the admin, you get a 5% cut on every single bet that's made. So like you're getting paid to administrate and sort of like facilitate this.
So the maker of the whatever the line is, whatever the bet is, whatever the prop is, whatever it is, the maker gets paid out. So it incentivizes people to make whatever.
And the nice thing about this thing is, like, say you're malicious and like you're like just picking stuff that's not true, and like your friends are winning. What people will do is they'll just deploy a new vault, and someone else will be the admin, and no one will use your vault anymore. So, and here it gets even crazier. All right, so every time you place a bet, you get an NFT, which is like a receipt. So you can like trade these NFTs, and then like when the vote ends, you can like cash them in and sell them, and you get a proportionate share of the winnings.
So
what else? Yeah, I mean, like, but you can also use this, like, you can just create a vault and build like a site on it for poker.
You can trade the bet.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so cool. What you can do with this. And
like you can get an artist to like say if it was like Trump related, some type of Trump related bet, and you make a Trump, like a fucking Trump card that represents that bet, and then it's a collectible in its own right.
And here's the kicker: it's also, so like the dexterity protocol for like AMM integration. It's also fits the dexterity spec, so you can do like a multi-hop and like place bets like while you're trading, like in like as part of a multi-hop step, like do a bunch of arbitrage trades and use your profit to like put a bet in. So you can do like wacky stuff. It's pretty nuts. I think you could use it for anything you want. Basically, it's dope. When I read a good contract, I'm like, this shit is nice.
Yeah, dude. And you got it done in an hour. You mind getting into the like process? Like, were you using like Claude? What like AI were you using to like kind of like help you and guide your process?
I mean, I use a lot of Claude. Claude's really good, but I've written like, I don't know, I may have written like the most contracts of anyone on Stacks. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've written over like I've published over 1,000 contracts to mainnet. I just saw that in that like SBTC City thing.
That GitHub is bad.
Yeah. So like, I have a huge directory of like contracts I've written before, and I know they work, and like I kind of like piece things together. So, basically, yeah. Like, what did I even? I mean, I just started with I don't know. I just kind of knew what I want to do. I start up with Claude, and I like do a lot of research, and like do a lot of like Q&A and like back and forth with it, and like work out my ideas. And then I don't know, like you'll suggest things and I'll be like, I don't like that, like it can't be like that. And then I work it down till I get to like the simplest possible design I can possibly do without it being like too simple that it doesn't work. So like as simple as possible, like and then from there I just add the essential stuff, because you can always redeploy a new contract, but once you get like a big messy sprawling contract, it's really hard to like go back,
So I'm excited for the betting markets. What if there was some type of integration between what you're doing and what Crypto Dude is doing, and then we're making bets?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. Like, all this stuff's possible.
Yeah, he's talking about smart, designing basically a specific smart contract with specific functions that execute specific ways, right? And have their own, internal function, like mechanics, so to speak, on them. And, that's right in line with basically what BoostX is able to kind of lean into in terms of integrating functionalities that are, on smart contracts. So I would love to talk more with him about it in private and get something going as time permits. Obviously, I know he's busy, and I've been busy myself, and kind of syncing up trying to sync up builders is most definitely part of the difficulty in the builders side of things, because you need some technical assistance on one little thing, and you're kind of stuck until you can get that gem of info that you're kind of not seeing right, and then once you get that, you can move forward. But sometimes you're just waiting on a response from people, and then it's a little bit of a dance, so to speak. But yeah.
Well, that's why I like this kind of format where we have the builders on the show along with the community members, and just get the conversation started, whether you guys like work on it later down the road or whatever it is. At least we got a chance to talk with each other and kind of like formulate some ideas. You guys are both working on really dope stuff that is progressing the ecosystem as a whole. So like I really love having this conversation. We are at that point, guys. I'm gonna go around the room. Let's get some final thoughts from you guys. And yeah, really thank you for coming through. I have enjoyed this one thoroughly. It's another one for books, and we actually hit a record with our viewers tonight too. So thank you for being GigaBrain astronaut scholars, always supporting DeOrganized Media. You guys are solid. I'll start with our very, very handsome Peace Love.
I knew it was me as soon as he said handsome, because nobody else has a face on here. Yeah, man, great show, great stuff. Thank you guys for joining us. Rosar, really cool stuff, man. I'm excited about it. Always kind of something new coming, and it really seems to be the right time too. Timing on things seems to be coming along well. Mm-hmm. Same thing with you, dude. Obviously, all that stuff is really great. We actually do look to be having at least 4 episodes daily next week. We have a sponsor for the Find to Earn games for 4 games a day, Monday through Friday next week. And it's Rue. So we're going to be able to use that with BoostX. And Mark Sparks, welcome to the community, man, and happy to have you with us. and
Thank
I
you.
think you made a good choice. I'm a fan of stacks myself, and congratulations, GP, on breaking 500 live viewers during the show. That is an achievement. Well done. We can
Thank you,
rub it in
sir.
Blackface's
Uh,
face because he wasn't here.
Yeah, dude, we got
Mike,
that juice.
where is he?
We got that juice.
Is he still trying to get his driver's license out in Canada?
Yeah, probably. You know how
Oh,
long that's
dude.
going to be over there.
You know,
Jeez.
He said he had to get a passport, a driver's license, and all of that, dude, and had to stand in multiple lines. He probably is still in the
I think that must be
DMV.
what
I'm
it
not
is.
sure.
We should. But he's got help here.
Crypto, I'm gonna ship it over to you, brother. You got any last final thoughts?
Just keep hammering. This is how it moves. This is how we move it forward. You know, everybody's got their specialties, so don't be afraid to try and reach out and get some assistance where you know you need it. And you know, that's really the name of the game, is help each other out to help yourself, really.
That's right. True.
Big facts, dude. Big facts. Sparks, man. Sparks. I want to pass it to you. How does it feel to be surrounded by real deal builders and community members grinding, being new to the Stacks ecosystem?
I'm super happy to be here. I'm so happy that I stumbled into this space. You know, I saw Landy in here and I came in and I knew that I was in the right spot. And I dove into it. I got my BTC name. I bought a bunch of Bitcoin that I really couldn't afford. And then I swapped it for stacks. And I've been investing in some of the stuff that I can swap my stacks for. I think it's a great idea. I'm going to be pushing this thing, and I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking for any pats or nothing. It's just, I think this is a great idea. And especially on Twitter, these people, they can actually get into this. And I think it's going to push forward really quickly. I think a lot of people are going to adopt it, especially once they start seeing that little gold rocket do the little circle. So I think I'm going to be talking about it. It's going to be cool. And I'm thank you very much for having me up. Hopefully you'll have me stop in a little bit more too. And I like my ape.
Dude, I love your ape too, man. You've got into the movement very quickly. You got the .btc, you've got the Wasteland ape. Like you're in the movement. You're in there. Like,
I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Well, that kind of shows that
That's right.
the plan around the return to BTC, the return to ape, that had an effect. It did.
Most definitely, dude. And it
Just
is a strong movement.
It made it
You see
easy
all-
to. There's these easy, simple tasks to do when you're onboarding, and it makes you part of something immediately.
Exactly.
You know, it's identifiable as being. That's who you are. That's where you're one of us.
I don't know if we have Diego in the
Yeah,
room.
no, that was
I've seen
weird.
him
It
drop
came
off.
on. Welcome back if he's in. We got back just in time to say goodbye.
But
What is
I
this?
just wanted to make sure he got his words in. If he
No,
had
he
something for
dropped.
us,
Is
Diego.
it Ghost?
He didn't realize. Yeah,
No,
he,
he's on.
he turned his browser back on and didn't even realize he was still logged in. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. And for our final, I'm gonna throw it over to Lord Rosar. What are some final thoughts,
I don't know, my
Rosar?
brain's a little bit of mush. Been working all day, writing code and stuff.
That's just
so
fine, man.
I'm in
that's just-
AI right now. That's what
His-
my brain is.
You're gonna take a nap.
Final
and
words
stuff?
Gonna be
is
coming.
keep
That's what I'll be
grinding
doing.
until your
Nap time.
brains are mush and you can't have any final words.
I think it's my dinner break. I'm gonna take a little snack and
Yeah, get something to
sit
eat.
down for a second.
Fuel.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the next steps here? Like, now we have the next building block of world domination for stacks. I don't know. I guess we can
Start iterating.
Yeah.
Iterate use
resume
cases.
back to that poker game because now we can. Now
Yes.
this can facilitate like every market is one game. So like you create a new market, that's one game. You create options for each player, and then all the players would naturally bet on themselves. And
So
then the game ends, and then the Oracle picks one of the players who won, and that's it. Or the
maybe
game would probably automate that, honestly.
right. It makes sense to have a platform where there's the options are there for the players to create games around,
Hmm.
so that player or that game owner can actually, they can try to fill the games and get some of the rewards from actually the more game episodes that they run. So then they're incentivized to promote the platform to get people.
Exactly. That's why it's cool, because it's like there's no protocol fee. Like the only fee is the person who creates the vault. So anyone can create a vault, and then there's immediately an incentive for them to encourage other people to use it. So maybe they build something, maybe they just use it sort of on the blockchain explorer to do stuff. But you can also, another thing, like it's so flexible, like you can use it for atomic swaps. Like OTC trades, like you just do two options, you both put it in on either side, and then or you put it two in on either side, and then like you can have like one person like flip them both or something, like it's
Order book.
yeah, you could, it's a very, very flexible system.
Dude, order books, like to where like I speculate on a SIP 10 asset, and then like I can set the price that I want to get in at. Would be fire. I see that happening. It would be very cool to see that. But yeah, dude, keep grinding until your brain is mush, dude. And you deserve dinner tonight, man, my friend. You've been grinding nonstop for over how many years now, Rosart? Get a good dinner, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll find something back in the
Thank you,
fridge.
fellas.
I'll scrounge around there.
Dude, it's dude, you're getting it. We all are, and I think we're on the cusp. So I want to say thank you again to everybody coming on to another awesome episode of DeOrganized Nightly. You guys have a very, very blessed night, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. This is GP bringing it to you live with DeOrganized Nightly, where we get your favorite GigaBrain astronaut scholars in the same room, and we have a conversation. Sometimes more DJing, sometimes more technical, but we have those conversations, and we get the builders together to make something special happen. Let's tune in for another nightly show tomorrow and make some magic happen. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.